Do you want to win free stuff? Make sure you like all of our social media. We're going to be doing a giveaway when we hit 10,000 subscribers. So 1, tell your friends to subscribe. 2, follow us on social media so that as soon as we start giving stuff away, you will be in the loop. It's Friday, which means it's comic fights. Let's talk about last week's fight. We had an epic fight. We had Captain America versus the Hulk, but each one of them was armed with lantern rings. So the Hulk had the red lantern ring of rage, and Captain America had both a blue lantern ring of hope and a green lantern ring of willpower. So there's a lot of dynamics here, but it all came down to this. Lance Revolution says, although Cap's main ring is the blue lantern, you said he has to be equipped with the green lantern ring in order for the blue to work. I think this actually ends up being a 2-on-1 scenario, as Captain America's strength of hope can also be matched by the power of his will, notably due to his undying patriotism to the good fight. Captain America has shaken off the Enchantress's attempts of mind control, and she has enchanted some powerful heroes in the Marvel Universe, including the Hulk, given she was aided by Loki, but still. Captain America's greatest traits are that of hope in the most hopeless of situations and his will to achieve such ideals. It is also noteworthy that the blue light can significantly amplify the power of the green light, meaning Cap's secondary item of willpower could potentially be his greatest asset. We've seen human lanterns such as Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart stand up to super strong beings in the DC universe, despite having the base strength of a human. The qualitative powers of the lantern rings rise to the occasion. Whilst Hulk is one of my favorite characters across both Marvel and DC, I do believe that the base power of a super soldier, with the addition of 2 rings of the emotional spectrum, with one being the opposing force to rage and one light amplifying that of the other, and with 2 emotions being the anchoring traits of Captain America, that would be able to edge out the boosts from the red lantern ring. We could throw the World Breaker Hulk state in there, but I still think Captain America's qualitative powers would surpass the physicality of the fight the Hulk would seek. So when it comes down to it, Captain America with the 2 rings would probably be able to either calm down or shut down the Hulk completely. So we're going to go with Captain America with those 2 rings. So this week we're going to keep it simple because sometimes thinking about those really complicated fights makes my brain hurt. So we're going to go something much more simple. Today we're going King Shark versus Speedball. So let's talk about King Shark. King Shark, he says his father is the god of the sharks or whatever. But people don't really know how he was created, especially pre-52, New 52. His origin is kind of confusing, but basically he is a giant monster of a shark. He has incredible strength, he's got claws, he's got fangs. And when he gets into this bloodlust mode, he is nearly unstoppable. He has incredible stamina. He is just a raging monster full of sharp claws and fangs. There's not a lot else to him. I mean, obviously he's best underwater, but inland he's still a terrifying sight to behold. So to stop the King Shark, we're going to go with Speedball. And Speedball's power is interesting, that basically there's a force field that kind of covers his body, and when force exerts itself upon this force field, he kind of bounces. So instead of being hurt, he can kind of bounce around and not be hurt by anything, like explosions, massive things that would cause massive damage. He would just bounce around. Later, he learns to kind of, use this force as a blast. So he served for a time as this character called Penance that hurts himself, and then he uses all that pain and he releases it kind of in these blasts. So the question here is if King Shark could use his talons and fangs to not necessarily punch Speedball, but claw him. And since Speedball does this to himself, I want to say that it's possible. So could King Shark do enough damage to hurt Speedball or take Speedball out of the game? Or would those, claws and fangs amplify his power to a massive degree that he could use it to stop King Shark? So which would come first? Him getting enough energy to fight off King Shark or dying from those wounds? So what do you think would happen? So brute strength and sharp weapons against kind of this force field that could protect him from force, but does it protect him from slashing? So think about that. This is an interesting one. It might be a simple one, but I want you to give your thoughts below, and next week we'll shout out the best answer. Thanks for watching Comic Fights. We'll see you next time.